kind of neat. So this is a demo where he just goes in and he bats the ball and knocks it down. And this is really early work. We haven't had that much time to do research on it. And this is running on PlayStation 2, by the way. So we try to stay on our current platform until it makes sense to move on. He's going to reset the demo. And you can switch the demo. He has 4 different demos, I think, that use it. But they all puppet the same skeleton figure. You can jump. It notices when you jump. And you can duck. And he's boxed it in. He likes squash, I think.
Do you think you could teach somebody to play golf using this?
Golf?
Or hit it?
Golf? I think you could get a rough interface, but golf is a very subtle, the slightest nuance matters.
Yeah.
So if you really tried to do like a golf simulator, I don't think that would be a good idea. But you could have a golf fun interface. Baseball is a little better, I think. So yeah, this is a neat trick. He can actually balance it on his head here. Get the punching bag balance. Next question.
Interesting networking game ideas coming out of this? There's a push for these consoles to...
There are a lot of people who have thought about doing video conferencing with it, for example. One of the limits... Yeah, if you can guess what this was inspired by. And if you can't, we'll just, at the end of this, we'll make it brutally obvious here. One of the problems with doing a network game is that he's doing okay. His life is okay. There you go. So, yeah, the bandwidth over, a lot of people still are on modem. We can't get video over modem very well. Broadband, we can do it. It's still hard and there's latency issues, but yes, they're definitely looking at video conferencing. One of the things that'll be used right off early is just like a lobby before a game starts. If you want to see and talk to the person live, you could, but then already they do that with voice. Now they can do it with video. So this is a stacking demo. You can actually pick a box up and do stuff with it. Anyway. Any other questions?
Have you used audio yet as an input?
So there is a microphone in the camera, and when you record a voice message on the existing games, you can record voice. The only thing is, we probably will never be able to do voice recognition kind of things because it is a microphone so far away, and there's a lot of noise from other things in the room, especially the game a lot of the time. And it's not the highest quality microphone because it's just there to record voice for messages. But it'd be great. One of the big areas in my group that we're looking at is remote voice recognition from a microphone far away, perhaps in a camera or something.
You need noise canceling.
You need noise cancellation, and you can also do kind of this microphone array stuff where you only listen to one spot in the room. And if you're tracking the person with the camera, you know where they are anyways, and you just listen there only. Hi.
What differences did you notice in consumer acceptance and preferences between Europe, Japan, and the United States?
People in all the places seem very accepting of it, more so than we a lot of people thought that if it wasn't perfect, they'd return it, kind of thing. And a lot of people thought that if it wasn't perfect, they'd return it, kind of thing. People want to have fun, it turns out, and they're willing to do, sometimes I read, they'll do crazy things to their house to make it work, They'll like set up their furniture this way so the game will work. That's what we were trying to avoid, but what they can't do is know what they should do. They don't always know how to make it better. So we have to guide them as best we can into what's wrong with the current environment for us. So if we had a color-based game and they were tracking something green and they had a green wall, we need to flag that for them and tell them this is why it's broken. Everything looks green to us. That kind of thing. So it's more just keeping them informed than it is that they're, not willing to try. And it's another point related to this is at least our marketing people had very different ideas of what they thought would sell. So if you look in the European version, here it is. All these characters here. EyeToy Play is prominently featured. In the American version, there's a camera, and it includes EyeToy Play. So it's marketed very, very differently in the two territories, and I don't know which is right. And if maybe it is right for both territories to be different. I don't know. There's a lot of arguments between the marketing groups, but
yeah. We have about 3 more minutes, and then he'll be around for questions afterwards after we close.
You were saying before that the code is free if you're a PlayStation developer member.
Right.
Is that the only way to get access to developing for it?
Yeah, the PlayStation 2 development system is kind of expensive, and it's really just targeted for. Yeah, it's really targeted towards game developers. So it's not even the monetary issue. You have to prove that you intend to make a game. So it's just the support issue for supporting the rest of the world is too much for us. That's the main stuff. Reason.
Any plans of making it easier for somebody that's not a big corporation to develop something with it?
There is a PlayStation 2 Linux kit that we sell. It's a keyboard and hard drive and mouse that attach to the PlayStation 2, and then it comes with Linux, and you can code Linux on it, and we give you all the hardware manuals, and we're working on a driver for the EyeToy right now for it. Whether the technology libraries will be part of that, I don't know. That's $199, so that's not too prohibitive.
How can you find out more about that? Is it
It's on our website. You just have to direct order it from the website,
Okay.
PlayStation.com, I think. But yeah, so like you hear a lot of these people kind of hacking into the Xbox or something, but we just try to make it so you know hobbyists could try things on our hardware, but we can't. It's a lot of support to do that. We don't make any money off of any of that. We lose money on that, so you know it's more of a support issue than anything else.
You said your camera was 60 frames per second. What resolution?
320 by 240.
Okay. And also, how computationally intensive is detecting the primary input modes you're using now, which I gather are either twiddling fingers or color channel?
So the video is compressed in the camera, and it comes over to the PlayStation 2 in a compressed format, and we have to decompress it.
Frame
It's like motion JPEG or frame JPEG. What we usually use is a proprietary format that happens to be coded to the hardware. We have special image decompression hardware. That's what that OmniVision company decided to go so far as to make a chip just to do the compression for it, so that we could decompress it kind of for free in hardware. Then we have to do this kind of SIMD processing through the video. And we try to always limit ourselves to around 10% of one of the CPUs for image processing. That's the goal so that the game kind of can feel 90% of the power of the PlayStation 2. So that you don't want a game that's crippled by the camera. So that's what we strive for. And I think the current game is between 10 and 15 or something.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So any way to attach a coprocessor?
Yeah, no, not into
the chip guys here.
Not into the PlayStation 2.
Guys here.
But a lot of people are really interested in smart cameras and things like that, and we look at that a lot. The PlayStation philosophy has always been to throw as much power into the central unit as possible and then make everything around it less expensive. Because that way, no gates get wasted. Like if we threw a lot of CPU into the camera itself, well then if the game didn't use the camera, all those transistors are sitting there idle, and a person paid for those. So we'd rather put as much into the central system, or just lower the cost. That's our philosophy.
Say one more question.
Keith.
Can you say anything about what's coming down the pipeline?
In terms of hardware, I can't say anything about what's coming. I showed you our 3D camera that we're working with, but we don't have any kind of product at all announcement right now. It's just something that we think is so enabling of a technology that it has to happen someday. No. This is keeping us busy for a while.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
So one last pressing. Quick. Thank you very much.